Welcome to Dance Fit Biz Builders. I'm Orit, dancer, instructor, and proud owner of a thriving belly dance fitness business. And in this podcast, I'm giving it to you straight, sharing what it takes to kickstart and grow your dance and fitness business for the success you deserve. Whether you're a seasoned instructor, a passionate performer, or dreaming of turning your love for dance and fitness into a thriving career, you're in the right place. Lace up those sneakers and pull on those dance shoes and get ready for truth smacks, tips, and inspiration. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to Dance Fit Biz Builders. I'm Orit, your host, and thank you so much for shimming on over to my space and making room into your busy schedule to get educated. So today's episode is a great one. And actually, you know what? I really want to get into the nitty-gritty of why this young woman is so inspired. Her name is Arnyell, and she is a certified SharQui instructor. But hold up a second. But not only is she a certified SharQui instructor, she is also a dancer, and she is also a yoga instructor. So she's coming from both angles, the fitness and the dance. And not only did she get certified with SharQui principles format, but then she went on to get certified in SharQui too. And I want to get into her mindset and what made her driven to just move up the ladder. And she even told me she wants to be a master trainer, but we'll get into that in a second. First, hello, Arnyell. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, hello. Thank you for having me.
Arnyell, I want to start from the beginning, okay? First, what attracted you to SharQui after your experience with yoga and taking beginner, maybe intermediate belly dance classes?
Yeah, so SharQui was something different. And like you said, I am a yoga instructor. So I've been in a fitness community, and then I had just started taking belly dance class, which I did love. But when I sing SharQui, I'm like, ooh, you can blend both. I didn't know that was a possible blend fitness and belly dance. And it was just right up my alley. And so I had to check it out. And yeah, that's how I'm here.
Awesome. Great. So you're really into like, wait, what is this fitness angle? Let me see how different it is. That's pretty much what your approach was. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So you took SharQui classes, and what were your thoughts?
Oh, I loved it. The first class I took, I love it. Now, mind you, this was back in the pandemic. So I got certified back in 2020, and it was kind of like perfect because, everything shut down. The studio that I was taking belly dance class shut down, and I was just like, what am I going to do? And I kind of found you like randomly, but maybe not so random because I believe everything happens for a reason. Like, so I seen it and I checked it out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this. And I'm a type of person that come into things open-minded. So I didn't have any kind of thoughts about, oh, it's fitness and belly dance. And, I was open-minded to it, and I loved it. I love from moment day one, from moving in a way that I've never moved before, because the belly dance that I was taking was very traditional in a sense that we just drilled in front of in the mirror, and we didn't do a lot of movement. And so when I came into SharQui, it was totally different. I'm moving from day one, and I was like, oh, I was sweating the first 10 minutes in class. And I was like, I love this. I need more of it. Sign me up.
Amazing. And so here you are, you took classes at a traditional belly dance studio, which I'm sure was awesome. And then here you are taking, I guess, like a beginner version of belly dance, but you are moving right from the start. You're not necessarily having to stay stationary in some other curriculums, right?
Right.
But wait, did you feel like, I'm just curious because, I'm someone of the culture and I've taken, both sides. So, did you feel like, this SharQui was making it inauthentic in a way, or was it just something new to experience?
For me, it was something new to experience. So I was new. I didn't know much about belly dance. I knew there was different styles. So that's kind of how I approached SharQui. I'm like, oh, this is just a different style because you are doing belly dance. when I came into SharQui, it was a lot of movements that I have already got introduced to in my traditional belly dance class. So I was like, oh, I know that a hip bump. Oh, I know that a hip shimmy. So I was like, oh, this is very much authentic belly dance.
Awesome. There's like no one way to do beginner belly dance, for lack of a better word. There's no one way.
Right. It's like yoga. There is no one way in yoga. There's so many different styles. And so I think that was my approach to it. I'm like, oh, this is just a new style I get to learn. And it's fun.
Yeah. And do you think that if you were introduced to SharQui in the beginning, before this traditional belly dance studio, I don't know, would it have been different for you?
There were certain moves that I didn't fully understand until I became a SharQui instructor. And I really understood, like, oh, this is when we learn to break down a certain movement, it's like I grasped it easier than I spent 3 months in a traditional belly dance class. For instance, like, seriously, I'm like, wow, when you really get, because we break it down so good that it's like anybody can get from day one. Whereas I feel like sometimes certain instructors, they, not to say they don't cue well, but it's, I'm gonna just say, SharQui, we do a very good job at breaking down, building up. I'm gonna just say that because it is what it is, right? Like, no, our instructions and our cues is very good that anybody, whether you are brand new, can understand. Whereas sometimes in a traditional belly dance, I didn't get it. I didn't understand. And there has been times where I left class like I still didn't understand that movement. I can't get it in my body.
As teachers, look, we've got to be, students all the time. There's always like, there could be always more effective ways for
Yes.
your students, like why not? So wait, so then this is cool. I'm glad you're saying this. So like someone can get SharQui certified and not necessarily teach a workout. They can just get SharQui certified and just learn the techniques of breaking down and building up, but just implement it in a traditional belly dance class. So it's like twofold. You're getting two things in one certification. You can make it a workout or just take the principles.
Yeah. And I have done that. I have taken our format and done it in a more like a quote unquote traditional style where we're not, constantly moving, and it works. It works across the board.
Thank you, Arnyell. Great, great. All right. So you got SharQui 1 certified. That taught you the principles of SharQui and how to teach it. And you were able to teach more like beginner, advanced beginner. Yeah. So what was the aha moment for you during that certification?
So for me, I realized that anybody can do this. And I mean anybody. I've had students from my little niece that I've taught up until my oldest client is 84. And it's really about really starting with the basics and building. And I didn't really understand that. You don't really understand that until you take this certification out, the format of it. And it makes sense. It makes sense because other traditions don't necessarily break down, build up. And that is, I'm going to just keep stressing it, is like it gets people understand the breakdown, build up faster, and they get it from jump, from the start.
So, if you feel that other belly dance teachers, or maybe even other dance teachers, because I think you can apply these principles to other genres of dance, right? What do you think would change for those teachers?
They will be better teachers, better instructors. I teach a senior class on Wednesday, and they had a prior instructor before. I didn't know the person, but I was kind of filling in, taking over this Wednesday class. And the students after was like, I really enjoy this. And at first I'm just thinking, oh, they're just making me feel good. But then it was like, no, they was like, I really enjoyed this. Was easy for me. Not easy, but it was, they could understand it and they can follow along. And they were dancing like they loved the choreography at the end of class. And they just kept saying like, this was so different from the previous that they really enjoyed it. And so I think that just goes to say that the format, and these are seniors, they're 65 and up in the class. And so I just feel like, hey, if seniors can do it, anybody can do it.
Right. And so then maybe what would change for some of these instructors that apply these principles, maybe they'd get better student retention.
Oh, yeah. Second month, and I was only supposed to be on contract for 2 months, but they last on Wednesday, yesterday, they came to me and was like, hey, can we extend the contract? Because the students love it so much. They're raving about it. And I'm like, wow. And I'm always shocked because I'm just like, oh, they really enjoy the format. And you can see I take videos and I post them on my Instagram, and they're just so happy and they're dancing, and it makes me so happy. And I'm like, I couldn't do that and without this format, because I've tried. Before I was with SharQui, I was like, oh, let me just teach what I've learned in class. It's not the same.
So,
Yeah.
so can you explain? You were talking about the breakdown and buildup and how it has benefited you and it can benefit other instructors. So then, how are other instructors teaching then? Without breakdown and buildup, how do they teach it?
We always start with the feet and or torso, arm, whatever the movement starts at. Certain teachers don't start that way, and sometimes there's not a lot of, how to say, it's not a lot of good cueing or instructions to really get it, to break it down,
Hmm.
or muscles used, which I found I never really paid attention to that until somebody told me, like, oh, you when I'm doing a hip drop, like I'm using my obliques. You never know who's in your class, and certain people understand things differently. And so I feel like in a traditional belly dance, from my experience, don't really give you those kind of like, or tell you like, oh, what muscles are working, or where should I be feeling this on movement. It's kind of like, just follow me, what I'm doing, if that makes sense. Like, it's just like, you follow me, I'm going to just do the movement, and it's what they call it, follow the bouncing butt. Like, yes, that's the a lot of instructors teach in that format of follow the bouncing butt.
So are they introducing the moves already finished with all the embellishments, and then they say follow me? Or they say do this move, and then they try to add a little nuance and then add this to it? How, from your experience? Yeah.
Yeah, I have taken a class where, I mean, the music was great. I wound up doing my own thing in a corner because, but it was literally like follow. It wasn't like they gave us instruction first and then follow. It was just literally just follow whatever I do, you do. And we went up and down the floor.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, the one who's spending hours prepping for your classes and hoping students come back and you're feeling like you're guessing your way through. Dude, I've been there. Guess what? It doesn't have to be that way. Inside the SharQui Instructor Academy, I teach you how to lead with clarity, lead with confidence, and with a method that actually works for both you and your students. Less stress, better classes, and more income. Can I get an amen? Just go to sharqui.com/teach to learn more and join us. That's SHARQUI.com/teach. All right, so you went through the SharQui Instructor Academy, which is SharQui 1. How did that help you grow as a teacher?
So many ways. I feel like one, like looking back at my first submission video, and now I'm like, oh, so much growth. One, confidence. I didn't have the confidence as a teacher. I felt like I had some confidence as just a dancer because I love to dance, and I'm a fast learner, and I do well with like visual kind of, I can kind of do that kind of style of follow the bouncing butt, and I can kind of almost pick it up quickly. But confidence as a teacher, and everybody do not learn like that. And so learning to assess and address the room, read the room, that gave me major confidence because I'm watching and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, then I adjust when I need to. And I feel like principals definitely gave me that. also confidence in just teaching and dancing because it's two different things. Dancing is one thing, and I learned that when I got into SharQui too. And teaching and dancing full out is completely different. And it's a skill set that you must master. And I feel like SharQui 1 gave me that, and it prepared me for SharQui 2.
Love that. I always say just because you're a kick ass dancer doesn't mean you're a kick ass instructor. Doesn't mean it's all how you deliver it. So now you're SharQui 1 certified. What made you want to get SharQui 2 certified? Because some SharQui instructors would be like, are you crazy?
Well, I love the brand. I love you, Ori. I love everybody at SharQui. And when you really get into principles and you really understand what we're doing, it's kind of hard not to love. It's kind of hard not to want to grow in it. And I'm just going to speak from my experience because maybe somebody's different, you know? But I felt like I want it all. I'm like, give me more. I can't get enough of this. Like, I want to learn more. I want to keep growing. I feel like I found my area in the belly dance world. Belly dance fitness is my thing. I don't see myself doing other traditional or different styles. I found my area because I'm like, this is me. And I just want to keep learning and keep expanding and growing. And the fact that we even have different tiers of certifications, different levels to grow with this, I feel like that's a plus because I don't know how many other places have that where you can keep going higher into master instructor level.
Yeah, there are a few that you can. But okay, great. And so, wow, so you just want to learn it all. I'm glad. Can you talk to us about SharQui 2? What the heck was the difference?
Oh man, I feel like SharQui 2, it kicked my butt and humbled me in the best way possible.
Okay. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I made at the beginning of the year, well, actually last year, I did all 4 instructor challenges and I really set my mind on it. I was like, I'm going to do the instructor challenges. I'm going to get extra help in the areas that I need and I'm going to do this thing. And so at the beginning of the year, I'm like, okay, we're doing SharQui 2. I'm in it. I'm thinking that it's like, oh, it's not going to be too bad, right? And I'm just like, oh, this is like next level from just more endurance, more stamina, working my brain more because SharQui 2 it's a little more faster pace. It's more intermediate style movement. And so that challenged me because there was certain moves that I'm like, oh, I have to learn this. I have to get it in my body so that I can be able to teach it to someone else. And then cueing, that was always my struggle. So cueing, dancing, bringing my personality into it. Oh, it was everything.
You had expressed that the challenge in the beginning, as far as cueing, whether it be cue the next move, cue a correction, cue whatever it is that you had to really hone down in your verbiage, like really make your talking a lot shorter.
Oh, yes. And that's a big one because I'm a chatty person. I like to talk, but I can see how that can interrupt and disrupt the flow of class because you don't want to be too chatty. You want to talk and you want to build that like community with your students, but you really need to because we're on the beat, right? And so I find if I'm too chatty and I'm just like, I can easily get off the beat and then it can disrupt the flow. So your brain is constantly thinking about what you're about to say next, what you're about to do next. So it's more focused. You got to stay on flow because anything can throw you off. And it's like your students are watching you and they're listening very closely to your cues and verbal and like your physical cues. So you got to be on it.
And so have you found now that you've shortened the talking, like for me, like I get more shit done in class. I'm able to do more with my students. And then as a result of that, I see my students are able to progress faster.
Oh, yes. And, I appreciate the less talking because it allows me to catch my breath. for a moment while I'm teaching.
That's
And
great.
I feel like that's another point. It's like, whoo, when you go to SharQui too, it's like, oh, a little less gets me because mind you, we're still sweating and you don't. It's still a workout, so you got to keep that in mind too because you're
Right.
sweating, you're working out, you're cueing, you're dancing full out. So it's not like you're half-assing it. Like it's like, oh no, you're dancing. It's a lot happening, but SharQui too, it gets you right, gets you where you need to be with the cues, with getting more masterful, with giving direct short cues so that everyone can follow and stay in flow.
Love it. Thank you for that, Arnyell. Just curious, Arnyell, do you feel that your yoga background helped your SharQui teaching or vice versa?
They help each other. So I wasn't coming to SharQui like brand new because I was teaching. So I was used to talking. I was used to teaching. I like having now a good stretch. Yoga come in handy. I like to cross train with yoga with SharQui. And I feel like that's important to have a balanced workout of SharQui and stretching. And yeah, so I see they both enhance each other. And I can cross promote, which I'm doing now because my yoga students are interested in belly dance and my belly dance students are interested in yoga. And so it's like a win-win.
I love that. Oh, that's awesome. Good luck with that, Arnyell. Oh, that's great to hear. You told me how SharQui 1 helped you grow as a teacher. How did SharQui 2 help you grow?
So SharQui 2 actually helps me to be even more confident. And I'm noticing that it's like I have a deeper understanding of like the very nuances of the format since doing SharQui 2.
Do you think that will set you up for other things within SharQui?
Oh, yes. Because each one kind of builds on each other. So I see when I came into SharQui 2, all of the principles from Principal SharQui 1 still applies and it's more things added on. And so having a good foundation in principles SharQui 1, it makes it a little bit more easier to navigate once you have like that strong foundation because now the next is just adding an extra layer.
Someone was thinking about taking the SharQui certification. What would you say to them?
Do it. Just do it. I feel like I had this thing where I felt like I had to be at a certain level of a dancer or fitness person before I can take SharQui. And that's because of how I was introduced to belly dance. And it was like a curriculum. So it's like, oh, okay, you can't do this unless you do this. So you can't ever think about being a teacher unless you master all 5 levels kind of thing. And me, I'm like, okay, it gives me something to work towards, but I'm like, oh, that could take forever. I don't know how long it can be before I master all 5 levels to become a teacher. And I feel like with SharQui, you can come in even if you are still a quote unquote beginner belly dancer or a beginner fitness instructor because it really teaches you and it gives you things that you can work on and build on. It's like you're always growing in this format. And I think that's important because it's like you don't have to feel intimidated to start SharQui because we teach you everything and we break down, we build up literally.
Awesome. So you don't have to be, I guess, a teacher to join the certification. You don't have to feel like you're an amazing dancer in order to take the certification, right? Because we teach you all that, right?
Yeah.
Because I also feel like being a great teacher makes you a great dancer. Because I feel, especially with teaching beginner classes, because that is the hardest class to teach because you have to be so incredibly clear in your speaking and so clear in your execution. So it's just inevitable that you're going to be a great mover as a result.
Yeah. In yoga, people think teaching a beginner class is easier because like, oh, it's beginner, but it's like, oh no. It's like you have to you got to know your shit really. And it goes from yoga or in belly dance, because you have somebody who this may be their first time, or you're working with someone who has a different learning style, or so having that skill set and the tools in your toolkit to be able to really help anybody that comes through your door, that's important. That's a very important skill set to have.
So, Arnyell, can you just tell us a little bit about you? You had right now, personally, there's a change in your life. Can you talk to us about that and what you are doing to like maybe help you through that?
Yes. So I was working for the government, but I got laid off back in March, and I am currently unemployed. But since I've really been stepping out with and being more vocal and active with my SharQui training, I've been booked and busy. I even have another interview tomorrow because somebody seen my videos and was like, hey, can we talk? I want you to bring SharQui to my facility. And I'm just like, sure. So when I set out at the beginning of this year to really go all in with my certification and use it. And since I've been showing up more and letting people know about SharQui, and people are seeing me dance, and they seeing what it is. And I think that's a big thing, because I had people tell me like, I had no idea about SharQui, and I'll see your videos and I'm like, I'm interested. This looks fun. And so I'm like, hey, why wasn't I putting myself out there a long time ago? I'm like, I was being quiet, thinking I'm going to get students, but it's like, no, people are very, very interested in belly dance fitness. People are very interested in SharQui. So if you are interested, do it. And if you're already an instructor, really just start putting yourself on social media, get out there. I went from not having a job to now I am teaching, and I'm loving teaching, and it's bringing in money.
Awesome. Arnyell, what is next for you?
So I definitely want to become a master SharQui instructor. So I definitely want to move on up the SharQui ladder. I am looking forward to teaching more classes and just see what opportunities come with SharQui, because it's a lot of opportunities. And I am seeing that now just by showing up and really just spreading the word.
Awesome. And fun fact, folks who are listening, Arnyell is now part of the SharQui team in our virtual studio. So not only does she work for herself, but she also works for us too. So really excited to have her. Thank you. And where can people find you and take classes from you?
Yes, so I am in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. I currently teach in Suitland, Maryland. I teach in DC as well. You can find me. My Instagram is Arnyell Keitt. So it's spelled Arnyell. Last name is Keitt. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm also on Facebook. So yeah, if you're interested and if you're in the DMV area, hit me up.
Wonderful. And we'll put all that in the show notes for everyone so they can find you. Thank you so much, Arnyell. Thank you. And I would love for you to take us out with our signature outro.
Okay, folks, until next episode, go kick ass.
Yoo-hoo! Yes, Arnyell. Thank you.
Thank you. This was so fun.
Oh, you're such a cutie pie.